Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Welcome to the weekly gardening vlog. Today, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tour around. I'm going to show you some updates, things like that. Not a whole lot got done in the garden this week from me. My husband did quite a bit in the garden, and I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that he did while I was working a lot of hours. So, nothing really has changed up on the deck. Like, that's just kind of doing its own thing. And then also, right here in this first bed, things are kind of just puttering out. They're just puttering out. I don't know what you'd say. But this is kind of like a lot of kales and things like that. And so I'm going to probably leave this bed mostly intact. I really honestly, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this bed. But it's not terribly bad with aphids in this bed. And then you can see kind of my loofahs that I was so excited to grow finally made it to there. So I don't think I'm getting any loofahs this year. I think probably these beds here, honestly, I think they just need some more time to kind of ripen. Like, these beds seem to be doing about as well as kind of these beds last year, and they just need a little bit of time to settle in to their hugelcultureness. So that's just my guess. I don't have a clue if it's true, but these tomatoes here are delicious. Let me show you. I can't remember what kind they are. I want to say that they are Zoychka, but I could totally be wrong. They're so good. They're sweet. They're tart. They're just delicious. Oh my gosh. These are the reason that you grow tomatoes at home. They're sun globe. Okay. That makes more sense. So this bed here, I keep threatening that I'm going to unearth it and do things with it, but that has obviously not happened. This bed here, I was going to be doing some beneficial nematodes so that I could plant some root crops here, because this area here just has a bunch of something that's eating the roots. I didn't get to it. I don't think I'm gonna have time before the roots have time to grow. So this bed's probably just gonna get pulled. Might get some kale. We'll see what happens to it. So then we also have these two arches here. They're doing great. They're kind of starting to fizzle out as well. I've been doing a lot of picking on them, doing some fermenting of some peas and beans and stuff. That's really all there is to it. I can't remember what I planted over here, but it's a yellow one. Maybe this is the Zoychka. But man, slugs sure do enjoy these tomatoes, so I'll tell you what. And we got some rain, so they got kind of beaten up. Woo! This is the first one. This might be, I don't know. That's the first one that's actually starting to ripen. It's not quite ripe. And then you can see the beautiful tomatillo that has just volunteered out of the ground here. He's doing his thing. He's growing some tomatillos. But you can see probably the biggest difference in the garden is with the tomatoes. Robert came out here over the weekend and he topped off most of the tomatoes, because it's getting to that time of year. You want it to devote its energies to ripening the fruits that it's already gotten and not into growing up high. So he did that. And then he also came and picked a bunch of the tomatoes and made, I think it was 6 quarts of tomato sauce. And I could be wrong, it might have been 7. No, it was 6. 6 quarts of those, and then 6 pints of some diced stewed style tomatoes. So he got a bunch of those done while I was working. And then he also trimmed it out. You can see it's much more thinned out. And you can see a lot more of the fruit that we've got going on here. It is just incredible how much fruit that we actually have in this garden. I am blown away, especially with how different this is versus last year. I can't even believe it. I mean, look at this one tomato plant here. I mean, like, can you even really? Just, wow. It's amazing. And then we got, oh, can't forget, we have the peas here that we planted last week. Let me take off my shoes. They're too loud. We got the peas here. I had some cats or something that came along and kind of disturbed quite a lot of them, but a lot of them are still in good condition. I've been kind of coming through and watering them, so whatever happens with this area is going to happen. There's not much I can do about it. But yeah, and so you can see just all of these big, this thing is huge, and they're just covered everywhere in these things. And all these cherry tomatoes everywhere. All of these cherry tomatoes are delicious. These are black cherry tomatoes. These things, I can't even, oh my gosh. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but we have our last batch of meat birds for the year. They just went outside Monday? Today's Wednesday. 2 days ago. They went outside 2 days ago, and they're only 3 weeks old. And they're chirping away out there. So if you're wondering what all that chirping is, it's the meat birds. And then you can see we got these white cherry tomatoes. These things are delicious. These things are just so sweet, amazing, and delicious. These are gobstopper cherry tomatoes. And then we have some Isis candy cherry tomatoes, which completely different. They look completely different versus what was an Isis candy cherry last year from the same seed packet. So I think they're different. I'm guessing here, but I think they're different. I was very surprised by the texture of that one. I see why they call it a candy cherry. Oh my gosh. It has a firmer texture, so I wonder if I let it go for a little bit longer, I bet it would be delicious. More delicious, I mean. Okay. So we got, these are the slicer tomatoes. This one's a Brandywine. Got this one here, eaten by a slug, but this one up here, split. This one here looks to be good. This is just the slicer aisle. And these are all the way down. Both sides here are sauce tomatoes. And then this one here is slicers. I'm kind of excited. Big rainbow. And then this one is a pineapple. I'm excited for those ones. I haven't tried those ones yet. My husband pretty much just gathered all of them and put them in the sauces. I have been kind of slowly switching over from the whole foods plant-based that I've been doing over the summer to more of a carnivore-ish style thing with still, I'm going to be eating some of these tomatoes, but that's pretty much it. Most of my cabbage and stuff has kind of dwindled out. I'm probably going to be getting some of them, making some sauerkraut out of them. And if these Brussels sprouts ever actually put out sprouts, I will be eating those. But for the most part, I've definitely gone much more heavily meat-based, and the reason for that is that my health was just going downhill big time. It was really bad. I was starting to get like arthritis feelings in my joints. I had no benefit from it whatsoever. If you do, great, more power to you. Not knocking it. If it works for you, great. Doesn't work for me. My body, my chemical makeup is meat. So I kind of switched back over to that, and it's not necessarily just meat, it's like animal products and things like that. And then also I'm going to be having some of this stuff, but for the most part, it's meat with some added in vegetables and fruits and things. And I come through here and I just kind of munch on these while I'm in here. I'm still trying to find a few of them that I'm kind of missing. Like I really want to try the peach. What was it? Sugar Rush Peach? Sugar Rush Peach, I think that's the one. I haven't figured out which one that is yet. There's a few other ones that I'm really interested in trying, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. Jalapenos, kind of my happy medium and where I plan to settle probably for like the winter. I'm very cyclical, like I go cycle all over the place, just trying to figure out what works best for me. Obviously I haven't found that just yet. So kind of what I plan to settle into is like carnivore with fermented foods. That's kind of where I'm going to be settling in, I think, at least for for the winter, and we'll kind of see beyond that. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we got some Armenian yard longs. These things make some really good pickles, and they're big and big, delicious, and everywhere. So, and over here we got some more. This is the one that was a fallen tree branch, or a fallen one from another plant that I kind of just stuck in the ground here and figured we'd see how it went, and it didn't. It produced some fruit, but nothing really to write home about. And then this one is a sunrise bumblebee. It's very different colors of fruit. Let's try this out, shall we? Underwhelming flavor. I feel like it might be watered down. We had a little bit of rain last night, but it wasn't anything really to speak of. But look at the fruit set on that one over there. That's the gobstopper. I didn't even see that. Can you tell? That's just one branch here. This whole thing is one branch. All right, so next up we have pink bumblebee cherry tomato. Let's see if we can find a nice soft one. That one felt kind of soft. Up here, I don't know. There might not be one worthy of a taste test yet. Oh, nope, this one. Okay. Pretty good. Not great. This one's a purple bumblebee cherry. Let's find a good one. Good one. Let's find a good one. Ooh, I think this one's good. That one's good. But I still think the black cherry, I think, is my favorite one. Delicious. This one here, Bosque Blue Bumblebee Cherry, none have ripened yet. They're all still hard. Oh, this one's starting to turn. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it anything but just green. So this one, probably next week will be ready to try. See how it goes. So yeah, oh, we got a fallen one here. What's this? Getting some ripe fruit here. What kind is this? Wapsipicon peach. Oh, I've been wanting to try this one. And this one is super, super ripe. It has like a furry skin to it. Okay, let's try it. It definitely has the feel and the bite of biting into a peach. Underwhelming flavor. It's good, better than anything we buy in the store, but man, that sun globe is so much tastier. So you can see all the radishes that we planted. They are really starting to come up as well. And then we just have our paste aisle. This one's doing great too. Not gonna taste any of those because they're all paste, but they're doing great. Look at this thing. Woo. And the fruit set on these things is incredible. I think my husband didn't quite get down to these ones yet. Oh, nope, he did. You can see, he cut them off. I don't know if you can see. But amazing fruit set over here. And we're starting to get some cayenne peppers, all kinds. This is a Chinese 5 color. It only does purple. I've had a couple that were yellow or red, but getting some cayenne peppers here. Starting to turn. We got one in there. So we got a couple of these guys got out.
How did they even get out?
I clearly didn't secure it well enough. What are you doing, guys? Got 4 of them. Clearly did not secure the gaps well enough. It looks like all the ones over there are in it. Oh!
There's one in your plants.
There's one in there. There's one little guy. He's eating my plants. This should be fun. All right, we're gonna catch some chickens. You're not gonna catch them very well doing that. You gotta love on them. See? I'm sure they all go in here. I can see the gap where they got out.
Oh yeah.
That was my fault. Come on, little guy. Be gentle.
I'm also checking out a.
Come on, little guy, come here. See, it doesn't take that much. Easy
F-150.
All right, we got all the chickens back in here. It wasn't that difficult. I think there was 5. So, yeah. I don't even know what kind of pumpkin that is.
Big one over here.
What kind of squash? Yeah, there's a couple of huge ones. Okay. And when you're out here, can you watch where you're stepping? I think you stepped on my squash here.
Oh.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish up this tour here. You can see we got all the flowers are still blooming. We got tons of marigolds and tomatoes over here, all different kinds. I don't even know what this guy is here. This is, I want to say it's a blue boss. It's a cosmic eclipse. So this one I'm kind of stoked about. None of them, they're all still pretty firm. But you can see all these daisies. We got all these guys here. All different kinds of dragon tongue beans. This is the cherry tomato part. What's this guy? Purple bumblebee. So, we got all kinds of tomatoes and straw flowers still. All kinds of stuff out here. So, oh, I got one that's pretty right there. Okay. So, one last thing that I want to show you is the squash patch. Okay, so you can see up here, there are a ton of pumpkins. I don't know if you can see them, but there's massive pumpkins in here. All different kinds and sizes, colors, shapes, you name it. More sun globe. Yeah, and you can also see heavily mildew damaged. All of them. It kind of took over. It came one day and just all of a sudden just spread to everything. So I'm leaving it. I mean, there's some fresh growth, but for the most part, it is pretty damaged. We got quite a few. If you kind of look in here, there's some delicatas. There's a bunch of like pink bananas over here. A ton of them. A bunch of pumpkins. Some butternuts. So pretty exciting stuff. I'm pretty stoked about it. But yeah, that's about it. And you can see kind of the melon tunnel this year was not a huge success. But definitely obviously know why. I just didn't get it planted in time. So next year, this will be getting planted much sooner, and it'll be able to rise up above the squashes before they really start to take over. So I got a good game plan for next year, and we'll kind of see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed this garden tour and this kind of a pretty quick update that I have for you guys on the garden. I didn't really have much of a day off this week, so I didn't get much done in the garden, just the things that my husband was able to get done, which was awesome. And so probably coming up next is going to be a huge tomato canning session. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but it's going to be pretty quick. As you can see, we have a ton of tomatoes that are ripe and or just about ripe. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and remember to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.